It is my singular honor and privilege to address you today on this important gathering, noting the role of artisanal and small-scale mining in the development of the mining sector in Zimbabwe. I am therefore impressed by the artisanal and small-scale miners as led by the Zimbabwe Miners Federation for organizing this conference to enable us to share notes and experiences and discuss issues that will ultimately lead to the national economic development. This demonstrates the seriousness amongst artisanal and small-scale miners to significantly contribute to the national vision of becoming an upper middle income society by the year 2030. The ministry and the government at large appreciates the support and effort of the artisanal small to medium scale miners in this regard. The mining sector at large remains pivotal to the country's economic development as it continues to lead in terms of revenue generation, contributing more than 60% of export revenue, employing more than 45,000 people formally and more than 500,000 small-scale and artisanal miners. The contribution by the ASM sector on mining performance over the past few years cannot be overemphasized. In Zimbabwe, the ASM sector is more dominant in the extraction of gold, chrome, and semi-precious stones. For the period January to September this year, small-scale miners contributed 13.8 tons of gold deliveries to Fidelity, representing about 61% of total production. I urge you to continue with the hard work spirit in order for us to reach the reviewed target of 40 tons by the end of this year. Apart from national economic development, the artisanal and small-scale mining sector has emerged as a source of livelihoods for many people given the huge numbers that are involved in the sector. The sector therefore plays a key role in poverty alleviation, which is a deliverable under the sustainable development goals that we are pursuing as a nation. As I toured the exhibitions during this edition of Mine Entra, I noted with gratitude that the emergence of the artisanal and small-scale miner sector has led to development of industrial linkages through SMEs, which have found a niche in the manufacturing of mining equipment and supply of chemicals. This highlights the developmental impact of mining in the country in line with the National Development Strategy 1. Let me hasten to highlight that artisanal miners have potential to produce much more, and their progress is hampered by a lot of challenges that include inadequate funding, equipment, skills, technology, and the lack of business acumen in some instances. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to deal with the complexity of artisanal mining and fully realize their economic impact, the artisanal and small-scale miners are encouraged to formalize their operations and continue to unite under umbrella bodies. This enhances self-governance of the sector and enable miners to speak with one voice in engagements with various stakeholders, including government. I therefore applaud various mining groups for joining together under the umbrella board of the ZMF. The government of Zimbabwe is committed to the development of the artisanal small-scale mining sector and has come up with various support mechanisms. These include the Gold Development Fund, where Fidelity Printers and Refiners has been disbursing loans in order to capacitate our small-scale miners. In addition, the ministry also runs the Mining Industry Loan Fund, where miners are financed to procure equipment through a revolving fund. I urge you all to honor your obligations to make this facility a success, especially at that time when we will be accessing the fund. The ministry will continue lobbying the Ministry of Finance to increase funding in this noble facility. Furthermore, government is setting up gold service centers across the country to capacitate artisanal and small-scale miners through ZMTC. These service centers are a one-stop shop which will be providing hiring of equipment at affordable rates, technical support services, processing and buying of the minerals produced at competitive prices. In the same vein, government through the Minerals Marketing Corporation of Zimbabwe is in the process of streamlining the marketing of colored gemstones, which has been a major problem in the development of this potentially promising subsector. It is important to note that there is a huge number involved in the artisanal small-scale mining sector, and as such, government support only will be inadequate. I therefore call upon the private sector and other investors to pursue the huge opportunities that lie within the ASM sector. We applaud ZMF for forging strategic partnerships with various companies for the capacitation of the artisanal small-scale sector. It is through these strategic partnerships that we can organically grow into big corporations. As we grow our mining sector, we urge all our artisanal miners to be responsible citizens and shun various malpractices associated with the subsector, as this tarnish the image of the artisanal and small-scale sector. As highlighted by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, at the launch of the Responsible Mining Initiative, all miners are encouraged to work within the parameters of the law, particularly in protecting the environment. Furthermore, minerals should be marketed through formal channels and refrain from illicit trade. My ministry is cognizant of the importance and contribution of the artisanal and small-scale mining sector, and due attention will continue to be given to your concerns. In this regard, we are committed to ensuring growth of the small-scale mining sector through timely interventions. Thank you very much. I wish you all fruitful deliberations. Thank you.